Good morning, everyone. This is our Monday mindset for client acquisition and scaling. And this week, we're doing something just a little bit different in that I am going to present some fantastic material, and then I'm going to follow up with an amazing offer only for client acquisition and scaling and agency fast track members who are not in our program. So today, I am going to talk about the three secrets, that I use to scale my agency to over $4 million. Now, I'm not talking about working my tail off anymore. I'm talking about recurring passive income, living the freedom lifestyle, and finally figuring it all out to have my best life. So my goal for today is to share my three secrets. Okay. I want to help you get unstuck. I want to change your mindset. And I want to help you scale your business. Now, I'm going to start very quickly with the power of belief. Mr. Thomas Edison in 1880 was told his electric light bulb would be a complete failure. Now, we know that's not the case. We know he succeeded. But I think what most people don't know is that it took him over 1,000 experiments to actually invent the light bulb. Tell me in the chat. If you're watching the replay, tell me in the comments, would you have tried to do something 1,000 times only to fail over and over and over? I don't know if I would even do it 100 times. How many times would you do it? Put it in the chat. Well, it took Thomas Edison 1,000 experiments to invent the electric light bulb. That's insane. Now, in the 1970s, I was told I would never be a millionaire. Literally told, you're not going to be a millionaire. This is not your lot in life. This is not what you are going to be. You should accept who you are, where you are in your stature, and stop dreaming. Literally was told those words. And I believed it. I believed it and held those false beliefs until I was in my 30s. And you're going to see why this is important here in a few minutes. Then I read a book. I read a book that changed everything, changed my mindset. It was called The Millionaire Next Door. If you haven't read the book, it's a beautiful read. But here's what I got out of it. I learned that people just like me, right? First generation, self-made, never went to college, only had a C average in school. These people were becoming millionaires. And I didn't go to college and I only had a C average. So for me, this was huge. This book opened my mind. It changed my mindset into thinking, you know what? Maybe I could do something. Maybe I could be a millionaire. Maybe I could own my own business. Once I knew others just like me did it, my mind changed and I knew I could do it too, right? It was the first time I ever believed that I could ever be a millionaire, and you can too. And maybe millions aren't your goal, but I'm sure you're here because success is your goal and you can do it. I also learned around that same time by reading a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Maybe you've read that one as well. And do play along with me in the comments today. I have them up. I can see them. So I'd love your feedback. I read that book. And here's what I got out of that book, right? Big business doesn't want us to know the truth. They don't want us to figure it out because they need workers. They need people to go do the grunt work so they can just sit back and get that recurring passive income, right? They know that working for a living is not the way it should be. And Robert Kiyosaki said the richest people in the world build networks. Everyone else is trained to look for work. Think about that, trained to look for work. When you were in school, did anyone talk to you in grade school, middle school, high school? Anyone ever talk to you about starting your own business? No. They always asked us, what do we want to be when we grow up? What job do we want? Even our education system is set up for us not to be entrepreneurs and not to learn business. Well, spoiler alert, guys, it would be another 14 years before I would become a millionaire, right? Let me ask you something. 14 years, if you knew you could be a millionaire in 14 years, would you go on that journey? Yes or no in the comments, right? Yes or no? Remember, I didn't have a vehicle for success back then. I did not know how to do it. I just knew I wanted to. The seed was planted. I read books that told me I could be, but then I went back to my JOB, and kept working for a living. You see, I actually had a bunch of false beliefs that held me back. My education held me back. Everything I thought held me back. My mindset held me back. I joined the military right out of high school. That's a picture of me sitting at a desk in the military, right? I was a D student. I had no money. College was not an option, so I went in the military. When I got out of the military, I spent 10 years as a corporate trainer, training Adobe products and Word and PowerPoint and Excel, and eventually getting trained and started to teach computer programming. 10 years of my life I spent investing with a company until one day, no warning, they eliminated my position. They said, hey, we don't need you anymore full-time. If you'd like to contract with us and pay your own bills now and do all this, maybe we'd take you. No, thanks. I should have went and opened a job, right? I'm sorry. I should have went and opened a business, right? Instead of going back to a job. But what did I do? I was scared, like everyone else, got laid off. I need to find another job. That's all that went through my head all the time. Need to find another job. So I did. Went back to corporate America, worked my way up again. And this time I had everything: 6-figure salary, 4 weeks of vacation, sick days, holidays, health insurance, benefits. Dang it. I had I realized the American dream. It was right there in front of me, right? But here's the thing. I also realized that was going to be my life for another 30 years. 30 years driving to work 5 days a week in traffic. 30 years working for a company that didn't appreciate me. 30 years working with people that I didn't always like. 30 years taking Saturday to unwind and Sunday to stress about going back to work. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. I hated the corporate life. I wanted to quit so bad. But who quits a $140K a year job? That's a lot of money. Even today, I'll tell you, that's a lot of money. And that's what I was making. So how do I quit that? How do I move on? So I didn't. I stayed. But an interesting thing happened. I got a little gentle nudge from the universe. Okay. I was sitting at our campground where I sat most weekends working my tail off, right? Because I was trying to do this, I'll start a business on the side thing, like many of you guys might be doing, right? And I would sit at this campground and work and work and work. And one of the fellas who rented a spot, all the time by us, came over one day, and him and his wife wanted to talk to me and talk to us and tell us, we see you over here working all the time. You're always busting your ass. All you do is work. Let me tell you a story. I did that. I did that my whole life because I was told that if I save and I save and I save, I'm going to have a retirement like nobody ever dreamed of. And he retired early. Only to a month into retirement, him and his wife got in a horrific car accident. She's still, to this day, crippled and can barely go anywhere and do anything. So they don't go anywhere and they don't do anything. And they have all this money to do nothing with. And he literally said to us, sitting at that picnic table, don't do this. I hate to see someone do what I did. Don't not live your life. There's nothing wrong with building your business. There's nothing wrong with working hard, but go live your life. So we scheduled a great Mediterranean vacation. We were going to go live our life. We were going to start our business. We were all excited. We formed our new company, October of 2011. We went down the path. But the excitement faded quickly, as it does, right? Months passed. We didn't do anything. We weren't taking action, right? We're getting into 2012. We hadn't done a dang thing, right? Then we got another very gentle reminder from the universe. My wife went to work one day and was told, hey, that Mediterranean vacation that you were looking forward to and you booked 6 months ago and you're going to take, you can't go. You can't go because I want to take vacation that week. Owner of the company, I guess, takes precedent. So we scrambled. I remember the day where she came home pissed as all get out that we couldn't take this vacation. And that was just the kick in the ass we needed to say, no more. No more. We're not doing this anymore. So we buckled down and we got serious. And we really started working our business. And a funny thing happened. In June of 2012, my wife quit her job, told him to go screw himself, right? I'm going to take my vacation. And we did. We went on that vacation. We went on that Mediterranean trip, and the rest, as they say, is history, right? Our business started because that person told us, you can't do this. I own a company. I can do whatever I want, but you're a worker and you can't. That was really the straw that broke the camel's back for us and made us take action. So thank you, jerk boss, because I'm not so sure we would have done anything, right? We just kept trudging along. Now, why do I tell you this? Because it took me 8 long years, 8 years after that, 8 years after that to really get the type of success we wanted, to get that freedom lifestyle, to have that recurring passive business. In the meantime, we were working all the time, 80, 100 hours a week. We weren't doing it right. But along the way, I learned 3 things. And today, and I know I've taken a lot of time to set this up, but I need you to kind of feel where I was at, because we struggled. We worked hard, but at the end of the day, it's still big rocks that need to be moved in order for you to get farther along on the path. So we get stuck. I got stuck so many times, right? So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to teach you 3 things today. 3 secrets that really help me unstick my business. And these are just the start of the type of things we teach in our program, which I'm going to talk about at the end of this session. But even if you are in the program, you've been through the program, or you don't think you're interested in the program, stick around because we're going to teach you some really cool stuff. So secret number 1, you have to get in the door and earn trust. Now, we've talked about that both on our YouTube channel, on this Monday Mindset. If a customer doesn't trust you, if they don't like you, you will struggle to sell. And when you do sell, here's the key: you'll sell for less money. When people trust you, they'll spend more money with you. And that is important. But here's the thing: how do you earn trust? If customers won't hire you until you earn their trust, how do you earn their trust, right? So it's a chicken and the egg kind of situation. So let me talk about the trust meter. And this is, I think, one of the secrets to my success, right? The level of trust needed for a yes is equal to the value of the purchase, right? Screenshot that. The level of trust needed for a yes is equal to the value of the purchase. Let me demonstrate. Let's say you want to buy your kid, niece, nephew, whatever, a Matchbox Cadillac. That's $7, right? You don't need a whole lot of trust in $7. You figure even if the thing breaks after a week of playing, $7 well spent, right? Who cares? As long as there's no choking hazards, or there's nothing wrong with it, so to speak. Beautiful, $7. Now, think it through. What if I wanted to sell you my $70,000 used Cadillac? And by the way, I don't have a Cadillac. It's an example. But say I wanted to sell you my $70,000 used Cadillac. How much trust do you have to have in me then? How much trust do you have to have in Cadillac, in the dealership, in the person you're buying from? Do you see how it's a huge difference? We won't think about spending $7. We will hand that $7 over and not even think, not even blink. But $70,000, totally different story. And I hear it all the time. I don't know why I can't seem to sell SEO like you can. It's a $3,000 a month. I mean, no big deal. Really, that's $36,000 a year. That is a big deal to that customer. If they trust you, they're going to make that decision easier than if they just met you. And that's why we don't lead in with our high ticket offers. We lead in with small, low ticket or no cost offers, right? We use simple, effective, get in the door methods. And this is how I built my business. This is how I built my business from day one. I used low cost, no cost offers to get in the door, right? I literally would sell business cards to brand new businesses just starting, because eventually I'd sell them a website, or I'd sell business cards and sell them a logo and then sell them a website, or I would print some post stuff for them. Now, you don't have to do the same stuff I did, but I want you to start thinking low cost, no cost offers. Okay. Let me give you $1 million idea. This is something that I did once. And then I never stopped doing it again. I used a snail mail campaign to target new businesses that just opened for about 4 months. I got the idea because someone did it to me when I opened my business. And I thought, man, this should work, right? So month 1, sent out 400 letters. Nothing. Crickets. I sent out 400 letters, paid for the postage, paid for everything. Dang, I was in the hole. Month 2, I got a few calls, made a little less than $500 in business, right? Perfect. Hadn't quite broke even yet, so I thought I'd roll the dice a 3rd time. Month 3, a few more calls. Dang, I broke even. Hot dang, right? How many people would have quit right then and there? Say yes in the comments. How many people would have quit right then and there, right? You tried it 3 months. You tried it. Well, see, I knew it worked because I called the company who sent me a letter and I inquired about their services. So I knew it worked. I thought maybe I'm just doing it wrong. So I kept going. Month 4, boom. Seriously, month 4. Had I quit on month 3, no dice. Month 4, I landed one of my first SEO big contracts. Now, this was way back in the beginning, right? We're talking 2012-ish. I landed an SEO client that was willing to pay me like $1,400 a month. That was sweet. So if I took that $1,400, they also bought some other stuff from me. I mean, this client was worth well over $15,000. The client actually stayed with me 2 years. And so I made a cool 30 grand or more, I think more, on this customer from sending out these postcards. Now, these postcards cost me right around $400 a month to send out. I could send them out from the day I started doing it to today, and that one customer already paid for my entire campaign for these last 10 years. Think that through a minute. Now, here's the thing. We went on to make $1 million or more. I stopped counting at some point, but well over $1 million with just this one method. Just this one method. And that's why it's really important when you think about this secret, right? I got in the door selling small business cards or like for no profit whatsoever. $1 million idea. Now, why does this work? Low cost. If it's low cost, it's low risk. Hey, Mr. Customer, congratulations for being a new business owner. I've got a great deal for you today just to introduce you to our community. I'm a local business and I'd love to give you business cards, fully 1,000 beautiful business cards for $15. What do you say? Man, why not? It was $15. You know, the end user is going to think, even if it sucks, no big deal. But here's the thing. When we sell that, we give them spectacular service like they had just paid $15,000, right? And then what do you think happens after that? Oh, hey, do you guys also do this? Do you also do that? Yes, of course we do. And we make sure we tell them we do it. Now, I love this method because people call me. Like I send this stuff out in the universe and I get calls back asking me for my products and my service. I still use this method today. I still use this method today. I recommend it. And in our program, we teach you and give you every single thing you need to pull this off yourself. We have students doing it right now. And guess what? It works. It works, right? They can, tell you all sorts of stories. I have samples. This is not just me. It works for everyone. So when people tell you direct mail is dead, it's not. But again, you don't have to use this method. We have multiple methods and you can come with your own method. But the idea is simple. Low cost equal low risk. Now, this one method, as I said, resulted over $1 million. We have several of these low cost money making, get in the door strategies. And other than SEO, which over the years I did on my own website, of course, other than SEO, it's the only thing we do. And what I love about it is I get paid to prospect. When I do this method, I'm not paying like AdWords. You pay AdWords money and you don't ever see that money again. And here I'm investing my money and getting money back. And I'm getting money back in a big way. Now, who does this work for? In my opinion, everyone. I don't care who you are. You can get in the door if you use these methods, and the methods work for your customers as well. So as you learn these methods, not only do you do them for yourself, but you become the hero in your customer story as well, when you come to the table with something like this. We've done this for many, many other businesses and made them lots of money. I have one dentist, for example, who does the postcard method that we have and literally has been doing it for probably 8 years now. And every year reorders from me postcards where I make a $900 profit on every reorder. And I do nothing. I haven't had to do anything since day one of designing those first postcards. Okay, who does it attract? Same thing, everyone, right? We all like a deal and we all need services for our business. So if we can find low cost, no cost offers to introduce ourselves to companies, they will then learn what else we have, right? Just a couple examples, and I'm going to go through these quick. We had a dentist that the first thing we sold them was postcard printing. They even had their own template. They just came to us and said, could you get these printed for us? We charged them $143. We gave them superior service. They came back to buy a website from us, $39.95. And finally, over time, and sometimes these take a little time, we landed them at $2,700 a month, and they had made us $38,600 to date. Not bad. A chiropractor who came in and the first thing they ordered was business cards. We didn't even send them a special. They were referred by someone else and literally just bought full price, 1,000 business cards, $78 at the time. The second sale was a $6,000 website, and same thing. They came back and started doing SEO with us. And they paid us $69,000 to date. Okay. A law firm once hired us to do their website. They were referred by another customer who came in the door through a print method. Their second sale was a $50,000 a month SEO plan. So when you think low ticket, in this case, the low ticket was a website. And then they went on to do Facebook advertising with us for several months at $30K a month. That customer was over a $400,000 customer. And the one I really love to talk about, because we teach this method in our program, we designed a postcard. We designed a postcard for a customer, and we did it through Fiverr. So we got paid $5 whole to design this postcard for a customer. The second thing they bought for us was a website, and the third sale was a $3,300 a month marketing package. $450K to date, because they have literally referred to us 10 other dentists along the way. Now, I'm not bragging. What I'm trying to illustrate is I went from $5 to $450,000 with one customer because I was willing to get in the door, low cost, no cost offers, right? And it works. It works today. It works yesterday. It'll work tomorrow. That is how I fill my sales funnel. Now, mind you, we also do SEO because we're an SEO company. So over the years, we've SEO'd ourselves, and we get a lot of work from SEO as well. But without SEO, I would still fill my funnel today with this. And you can do the same thing, right? If your site's not SEO, you got to find a way to get people in the door. Okay, cool secret. Number one, cool secret. Let's go on to number two. Number two is going to be a little quicker and easier because it's pretty simple. You already have some customers. What you need to do now is sell them more stuff and keep them around longer, right? Increase customer value and customer retention. Here's a statistic. Here's another screenshot I want you to take. A 5% increase in customer retention has been found to increase profits from 25% to 95%, right? So selling to the customers we already have is much more lucrative than finding new customers. I had to learn this one the hard way because I became a sales machine. I was using my get in the door methods, and I was bringing in customer after customer after customer, and I wasn't able to do all the work. I wasn't able to scale quick enough, and I ignored the customers I had, and I started having attrition. And I thought the answer to attrition was to get more customers. And then I would lose more customers, and I would get more customers, and I would lose more customers. Stop. Now that doesn't happen. We don't have that turnover because I figured this out. I've got to retain the customers I have and sell them more stuff and really focus on getting results for them and take on less customers and do it slower. And now I make way more money and I have more time on my hands, which is a beautiful combination. This is like paramount. It's necessary to break through that 6 figures. Now, some people, I broke through 6 figures, not figuring it out, but I got stuck right around 250,000. I could not go higher because I didn't have enough hours in the day, right? Presenting your next offer is crucial, right? We have to have other things to sell them. We can't just sell them our low ticket stuff and then our first level stuff. We have to think it through. Now, you don't have to do everything you sell them. Maybe you partner with someone, maybe you do white label, but you got to have more to sell. Let me illustrate. This is called a success stairway. I stole it shamelessly from Russell Brunson, who calls it a value ladder. I think ladders are rickety, so I don't like that. I created a stairway. So here's how it works. We get in the door. Boom. We get in the door with a customer with our low cost, no cost offer. Maybe in this case, we do print material. Maybe we charge them $75 to $1,000. Maybe we sell them a logo, or maybe the logo was the first thing they got in the door with. Either way, low cost, low risk, easy to sell. From there, we go on to sell websites from $3,000 to $10,000 on average. And from there, we go to sell yearly contracts worth $12,000 to $60,000. So I take a $75 print job or logo design that's maybe $195 or whatever. I'm discounting to get in the door with these folks, but I don't stay a discounter forever. And so now my average customer's lifetime value is between $15,500 and $65K. Nice. And in fact, our average customer value in our world right now is right around $2,800 a month. That's people spending $15 and never bought anything again to people spending $50,000. So on average. Why is this important? It doesn't have to be these things. You just have to have the next thing to sell. Right? And you don't need 100 things. You need 3 or 4 quality, solid products that you can step your customers up the ladder. What do we do when we get them up on this tier? We start increasing their budget. So if they're spending $2,000 a month, we get them crazy good results and then start talking to them about spending more money, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and we up them. Sounds hard? It's not, promise you. We also do something really fun. Like I said, we want to increase the value of our customers. We do add-ons, and that's what I call them, add-ons. So if I'm going to build a website for them, I'm going to host it for them because I can charge them $45 to $125 a month. Now, I know there's people right now saying to themselves, oh, I can't get that for hosting. Yes, you can. You're just not positioning it correctly to the customer. When you position it correctly, we get a yes, probably 99 out of 100 times. Right? We get a yes. I get customers paying me more than this, but that adds up over time. We sell widgets, we sell apps, we sell CMS systems, all reselling a product we don't even have to worry about. And we make $300 to $600 a month on those things. We sell monthly maintenance packages. We sell the mailers I did for myself. We also sell those to our customers. Maybe you could sell social media or blogging. We do blogging. We don't do much on social media. And then finally, maybe SEO or online marketing. Every one of these things takes a customer that's already paying you money, adds value for them. They need these things anyway. Why not get it from the people they like, trust, and feel so confident with? And we just add to our recurring revenue. How much? Let's look. I call it the power of 10. If you just had 10 customers who bought everything, now, mind you, you'll probably have 10 of each customers. So right here, less than 60 customers or less, right? In your entire portfolio. If you had 10 hosting accounts, 10 widgets, 10 monthly maintenance packages, 10 monthly mailer customers, 10 social media or blogging customers, and 10 SEO online marketing customers. That's all. Here's what you can make every year. Like say you said to me, Lisa, I don't want to do SEO. I don't like SEO. Great. Why don't you just blog for customers? 10 monthly blogging customers could literally be $180,000 a year. 10, widgets. You could sell 10 widgets or apps or CMSs. And by the way, yes, we have programs to help you do all this because I've done all this. You can make up to $72,000 a year just on those things. This is how I want you guys to start thinking, right? We want to take customers we already have, and we want to give them stuff they need and they're already willing to pay for, but we're going to provide it. We don't always do the work. Maybe we find white label partners. Maybe we buy software that's, a great deal on AppSumo. We'll talk about all that. But in the end, you can add $240 to over $1 million in additional passive income to your bottom line just by add-ons, right? Add-ons. You get them in the door, you sell them the first thing, and then, okay, what else? What else do they need, right? And this is not hey, we throw everything at them. I mean, we obviously are looking to see what they need, what can we help with, and then fill a need that actually is going to drive their business to make more profits. People who make more profits come back and go, yes, please, may I have some more? And that's the key. Excuse me. That's how I scaled my company. Secret number 2. And you can too. And I know I'm going fast because I try to keep these things to about an hour long. So I'm trying to be really good with time. So I'm just blazing through this stuff. I'm going to open it up to questions at the end, and I will stay as long as you guys want and answer any questions and go over anything again that you'd like. Secret number 3, recurring passive equal freedom. Recurring plus passive equal freedom, right? Recurring passive services decrease the number of customers you need and increase your profits, resulting in less time you spend in your business. Screenshot this. Secret number 3 is how I took my life back, right? In the 8 years, I had to figure everything out. In the 8 years, I worked my tail off to, find out how to run a business and what processes to put together and how to hire people and how to do everything. Secret number 3 is the number one thing that if you said to me, Lisa, what could I do right away to not go down the path you went? This is it. This is it. Because it might take you a little longer to build your business revenue, but you're not going to give up your life in the process. So let's talk about it. Passive income. Passive income is money you earn in a way that requires little to no daily effort to maintain, right? Now, if you're not doing anything, it's passive to you. Maybe it's not passive to your company. Maybe there's a worker who does something or a piece of software you bought that's doing it, but it's passive to you. You are not having to do it. And that is the key to secret number 3, right? How do we set up a passive recurring income in the tech space, right? We're all web devs and content people and social media, SEOs. We're typically mostly those type of people, right? And some of you guys aren't, but for the most part, we are. Follow big business, right? Software. I used to buy Adobe for $300, $400, $500, and then I wouldn't have to buy it for 5 years. Now it's $600 a year, every year. Buying clubs, think Amazon, right? I pay the $99, get my Prime account. They get the $99 whether I order or not. It's just added revenue. I pay for a monthly fee for a book club, right? Amazon, whatever, unlimited. Some months I read 10 books, some months I read none. They get their money either way. Think of Netflix. They're the ones who started it all, right? They were the first ones to do that recurring subscription, pay this much money and you can trade out discs. I was on that service back then. Big business is migrating to a recurring model. It's going to be the way of the world. Everything we buy is a recurring service, more and more and more. You need to do the same thing, and that's what we're doing. Think outside the box for a minute. What if you built a website, charge them $3,000? Perfect. Let's go ahead and add on hosting. Great, $47 a month for hosting. Perfect. Maybe we build some add-ons or sell them some add-ons later, but we're not even going to consider that. Over 10 years, that client's worth $8,640. That's without adding anything on. That's just website plus hosting. That's not bad. A $3,000 sale with the hosting turns into more. And the hosting is pretty much passive. And I know some people here are thinking, no, it's not. Yes, it is. I promise you if it's done well and done right. Let's change it up. Recurring model. Instead of paying me $3,000, Mr. Customer, I'm just going to charge you $297 a month. And for that $297 a month, I'm going to include hosting. And I've got a couple of tools you can use for absolutely free that you would normally have to pay for. How does that sound to you? Oh, man, I don't have to put $3,000 out of my pocket like today. That would be awesome. Because in their mind, they're thinking $297 times 12 months. Yeah, it's a little bit more money. But at the end of the day, My business will be great by then. So I'd rather have money in my pocket. But guess what? This is never ending. They do this forever. And you continue to add value. And we do show you how to do that. And when you add value, they will never want to stop paying you. And if you think that's not true, go to Wix, go to Squarespace. You want me to say any more? Those folks, I have people contact me all the time saying, yeah, I'm on Wix now. And it's now like $600. I had one person approach me and say, yeah, we're on Squarespace and we're paying $2,000 a month. I was like, what? Apparently, how many products you have determines how much you pay. So in this model, we go from getting $8,600 in a 10-year period to almost $30,000 in that same 10-year period. The customer actually likes this model better. It feels better to them. Now, remember, I'm offering them more than what they're getting over here because we are giving them a couple little extras that they perceive as value. But at the end of the day, we make more money, much more money. Now, I want you to think about the people you hire, right? So we got software that will help us out, but what about people? What if you hired a web designer and that web designer, you paid $1,000 a month? Now you go out there and you sell $3,000 to $6,000 websites. And that web developer over time will get better and better and better to where maybe they can even build 10 websites a month for $1,000. You could generate 20 to 60K a month and have somebody being paid $1,000 to fulfill that work for you. Now, mind you, I know I'm simplifying. You probably want to get a project manager and some graphic designers and other people, right? Same idea. What do they cost? How much could it make you, right? That's how you have to think about it. People equal profit. We don't pay people. People make us money. Again, something that it took probably one of the longest times to get through my thick brain, right? Get through that skull right there was people don't cost me money. People make me money. And I need to invest in people. And as people get better and they learn more, they're worth more to me. And so I have to pay them more to make sure I retain them and someone else doesn't steal them. That's the key, right? Again, we'll teach you all this stuff. I'm just showing you what our secrets are to help you understand that you guys could come to Monday Mindset now until the cows come home. And because it's not a very structured program that walks you through how to do everything, it's not going to help. You need to get in one of our programs. And rarely do I come here and say that. I give freely of myself all the time. I ask for nothing in return. Well, today's the day where I'm going to tell you about our program. So hopefully you'll stay and listen. Okay, passive means you don't do it. You off task as many things as possible. And here's why. Oh my gosh, I worked 80 hours a week. I struggled. I remember one night I stayed up all night to meet a delivery date, right? I definitely had, the work ethic because I didn't want to miss my date, but I stayed up all night long to deliver because I wouldn't go hire people. I told myself I couldn't afford them, yet, let's be honest, I made $140K a year. I could afford them. What was the problem? Mental. We talk about Monday Mindset. And the reason I even called it that is because the number one thing that changed my business was changing my mind. And that's what our program's designed to do from day one all the way through. We are changing your mindsets. We are helping you understand why you may think that way, right? You can't do the work, period. You can't. If you do, it's not passive. And if you do, you're going to put a ceiling right on your business because you only have so many hours in the day. But as you hire, you can get as many hours as you need. And that's the key. So I want to ask you one question. I want everyone who's still listening, who hasn't run off to get a snack or coffee. What do you think your hourly wage is right now? Put it in the chat. And if you don't want to share who you are, put it in privately. What do you think your hourly wage is right now? Don't even try to figure it out. Just guess. If you work 20 hours a week and you make X number of dollars, if you work 80 hours a week and you make X number of dollars, you just got to do the math and you'll figure out real quick, you're likely overworked and underpaid. That's what I figured out. And if you guys didn't see it, it was last week or the week before, go back and watch the Monday Mindset where I talk about how to figure out your hourly wage. Why is it important? Because I figured mine out and I was making $16 an hour in my business. I was making 70 something in my day job and 16 in my business. And somehow I thought I was going to someday quit my day job and do this full time. It was never going to happen with that math, right? That math was wrong. So if you don't know, let me help you. $30 an hour is $62,500 a year. Now that's based on a 40-hour work week, 40 hours. If you're working double that, guess what? You just dropped you down to 15 an hour. That was my problem. That was my problem. I was making plenty of money. I was just working too many hours, right? 60 an hour, 125, 120 an hour, 250, 240 an hour, 500, and 480 an hour is $1 million. Okay, now I want you guys who are playing with me in the chat, and I'm not seeing many, so come on, guys, jump in there. What would you like to make an hour? Put that in the chat. So how much would you like to make an hour with this on the screen? What's a good wage for you? What's your goal? If we had to put a target right now today for you to meet, what is it? Love it. 150. Love it. Jean, you went from 7 to 150. Yes. Carl went from 40 to 480. Exactly. Right. 250 an hour. Exactly. 120 an hour. Yes, sir. Right. How are we going to get there? How are we going to get there? We have to have a plan. Arcadia, I see you, 350. We have to have a plan. I didn't have a plan. I just took work on. And then I'd go do it. Then I'd take more and do it and take more and do it. And I remember one day walking out of my office and looking at Colette. And she had been sitting there patiently waiting and had made dinner for me. Didn't say a peep. And the dinner was ready like 2 hours before. And she just sat there just depressed. Why? She's like, that's all you ever do is work. You sit in that office all day and I sit out here and we don't even talk to each other anymore. Something had to give, right? Something had to give. All right. Now I strive to make at least $1,000 per hour, every hour that I am working. And that means sometimes I'm making 200 an hour. Sometimes I'm making 2,000 an hour, depending what's going on. But that is what I strive for. That is what I work for. Now, why is this important? If somebody says to me, Lisa, would you go do this task? I ask myself this one question. And I don't have this written down, so no screenshot for you, but remember this or write this down. I ask myself this one question. Would I pay someone $1,000 an hour to do that task? If the answer is no, then I'm not going to do it myself anymore. Keep that in mind, right? I'll go hire someone to do that. That's fine making whatever they're making. That's what I'll do. Your focus should be on growth, revenue, and profits and attaining the living that you want, the freedom lifestyle you want, everything on the planet you want. That should be your focus. Growth, revenue, and profits. And then time management, right? Freedom lifestyle. Freedom lifestyle. That's how I stopped working 80 hours a week in my business. I now work in my agency 10 hours or less. I've had time to start 2 other companies, both this training company and most recently a software company. So I have time to do other things and diversify my investments. Why? Because I want to retire in 5 years. So I got to play catch up. And that's what I'm doing. And you can too. For whatever reason you want anything out of your business, just remember, you have to make that happen, right? You are the CXO. You are the person in charge. Now I want to show you what freedom looks like. This is one of my favorite slides because it reminds me of what life looks like. This is what my life looked like pre-pandemic, and it's starting to shape up to look this way post-pandemic. I've just recently planned 5 different trips. A couple of them are weekends, 2 of them are full weeks. So we're getting back to this type of schedule. What does freedom look like? 2019, I spent 6 weeks in Destin, Florida, 2 weeks in West Palm Beach, Florida. One of those weeks I spent with my father. It was the last time I would spend time like that with my father because he passed away. Had I not had that time with him, it would have been lost. And it really helped to have that closure when he did die. 5 weeks at Disney World in Orlando, one of my favorite places, a week at Disneyland in Anaheim, speaking at SEO Rockstars. I stayed an extra week and played at Disney. A week in Green Bay, going to see the Packers play, 10 concerts, countless events. plus most weekends at the lake, not working. Now, I'm not telling you this to brag by any means. I want to show you what a freedom lifestyle work, looks like. You see in the top picture, Colette and I on the beach, Destin, Florida, Pompano Joe's. We would go there for lunch during our workday, and I would work 9 to 11, and then we'd go to lunch, and then I'd come back and probably work 2 to 4, and then I would go to happy hour, and then maybe I'd work in the evening, maybe not. That's the freedom lifestyle, right? And that's us at Disney World, where yes, I did bring my computer every one of those trips, but I also set a schedule. I would log in for 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour at night, and that's it. I would take care of whatever needed to get taken care of, if anything needed to be taken care of. And a couple of the nights I didn't even log in. That's the freedom lifestyle we all want. I've learned how to get there, and I can show you how to get there as well. But here's the thing, knowing these 3 secrets, I promise you, is not enough for most of you guys to succeed. It is for some, but for most of you guys, you need that vehicle we talked about, right? You need a plan. Had I had that plan, I would have been a millionaire 14 years sooner, right? But I didn't have it. Instead, I had to create it. I had to struggle and figure out what vehicle I needed to be in. And when it broke down, I had to fix it. And when I got roadblocks, I had to go around them. And when there were potholes in the road, I had to struggle through it. All of that takes time and money to figure out. All of it. So what did I do? I'll be honest. I created a program. I created a program for my friends. I really didn't want to get back in the training business, but I didn't realize how much I love doing this until I got back in. So I'm glad I did, but I got back in to help some friends, and we built a program just to help them, and it kind of took off. It took me 8 years to figure all this out. And then it took me another 3 years to get it all running smoothly. We're in our 11th year this year, and it runs like a well-oiled machine. Remember when we talked about Thomas Edison in the beginning? We're going to come full circle. I talk about not reinventing the wheel. Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. Who got paid the most from the light bulb? Anyone know? Who got the most money in history from the electric light bulb? If you don't know, it's GE. So they didn't reinvent something. They took something that somebody already invented and they ran with it and made more money in less time. If I showed you guys a way to turn $1 into $2 every single time, would you do it? Yes or no in the comments? Yes or no in the chat? If you're watching the replay, yes or no? If you're watching on YouTube, I don't think we'll post this to YouTube. Of course you would, right? Of course you would. Everyone would. The problem is we have to trust. Why do you think I do Monday Mindset of my own accord every week for free? I'm earning your trust. You know the quality of my training. You know how I teach. You know what I give you for free. Imagine what I give you in our paid program. You probably trust that I could, in fact, show you how to turn 1 into 2. Now, is it an easy button? Heck no. Heck no. You got to put in the work. But if you put in the work, you'll get it out. Now, what if I took that $2 and I said, hey, I know how to take $2 and turn it into $5. Would you want to know how? Yes or no in the comments. And you could say no. Some people say no, don't want to know. Yes or no in the comments. You want to know how? Well, here's the thing. Absolutely. Of course. Heck yes. Here's how we figure it out. It's called Agency Fast Track X Success. I know it's a mouthful. Most members just call it the Agency Fast Track course. They skip the last part. That's okay. But the X stands for everything you want in life. Goal by goal, we help you figure out how to get what you want. You want to hit a revenue goal? We help you get there. You want to hit an hourly goal? You're tired of working so many hours? We help you get there. You want to hire people? We help you get there. It's a full program. It is designed to be 12 weeks. But the last time we did it back in 2020-21, we actually, I think, extended it to 14 weeks because 1, I was having a great time. And 2, I just felt like the group needed some more sales training. And so we spent an extra week in sales and et cetera. What this program is designed to do is put you on the fast track, right? To give you everything you need. It doesn't do it for you, but it gives you everything you need to build that recurring passive 6 or 7 figure business. Now, I am going to do something this time that's a little bit different than what I've done in the past. And I'm going to invest more of my time with each and every one who invests in the program. So I'm going to give you guys more of my time because I have it. And I've also found that the more time I spend with you guys personally, the bigger you guys get, the better you do. And I think it's a great trade. So this is a complete blueprint. And I don't talk about our program very often. And I don't tell you guys, hey, join. Today's the day, right? We start tomorrow is our welcome session. And then next week is week one, as we call it, week one, where, this week you should start doing some of, the content. Now, in a minute, I'm going to tell you why. If you just said to yourself, I don't have time, stop. I'm going to tell you why you have to make time. This program is a complete blueprint for success, right? We talk about mindset, time management, lead gen, funnel, sales, fulfillment, outsourcing, VA hiring, how to scale up. We talk about all those things. And when I talk about mindset, we even talk about the stuff getting in your way. We do the hard stuff, husbands, wives, kids, spouses, right? All that stuff. We talk about you and what's going on up here. And we dig out the reason why you're being held back. I'm very personal in this journey. I tell you my personal story, and I get highly, highly in depth with why I thought the way I did, what my personal journey was, and what had to happen. And no, it's not, I went and saw, a psychologist. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not what I did. I just soul searched quite a bit to figure out who I was and why I thought the way I thought. And then I made conscious efforts to change. And that change led to happiness and a lot of money. Okay, screenshot this because I'm not going to go over it, but this is everything covered in our program. Most programs do a quarter of this, but the most important weeks are those first 3 weeks. The rest is just, let me show you how to do stuff, but those first 3 weeks are the most important. Your beliefs, right? We want you to understand the psychology, why you're doing the things you're doing, what may be holding you back. Week number 2, we talk about that precious time thing, right? Time is one of your precious resources. Right now, you say, I don't have time. I challenge you. You don't have time not to do this, because doing this will save you time. We are going to teach you how to get on the fast track with your time as well. And week 3, solving for X, knowing exactly what you want out of your business and the time you spend on it. From there, we give you all the building blocks to actually fast track your business. Now, you might have taken other courses, other programs, and said, yeah, everyone promises that. Again, just go, I'm going to give you a link here in a minute, go to that page, look at all the people who've been through the program, see what they had to say. We're different. Hopefully you've realized that by just coming to our Monday Mindsets, and maybe you're brand new, so you haven't been around a while, go through some of them, take a look. But I give everything I can to you guys, just like I would to my customers. You get live weekly Zoom calls, access to a private Facebook group that's not very active. However, the Skype group is pretty hopping, so it's really good. But you get direct access to me. I will give you my Skype, and you can ask me questions, and I answer every single person personally. I had a previous member I hadn't talked to in 6 months ask me a question last night, and this morning already has an answer. So I don't pass that off to anybody else. So just to let you know, we actually hired a team to come in and value the program, because we were going to raise the price and do some things. And they said that the program's worth, you should be charging $7,500 for this program. Rest assured, you're not going to. But that's what they said. I don't feel like that's a good number for a new business, because it's restrictive. We're not going to be able to get enough people in here, and that's not fair. So I promise you that's not the number, but that is what I've been told the program's worth. So just mentioning that. Now, here's what you're going to get as well. This says 2 free, 60 up here. It's a mistake. For this group only, my AFT family, my client acquisition and scaling family, do not brag about this one in the course. Do not use the word 90-minute, because if we have seats left, we're going to open it up to some JV partners, and they're not getting this. So don't talk about this, please. And please don't talk about the price, because they're not going to get the deal you guys are going to get. And that is not a lie. That's fact and truth. So you're going to get 2 90-minute private coaching sessions with me. Normally we do 160. That's what the program comes with by itself. But we're actually going to do 2 90-minute coaching sessions. This is a special offer this time only. I told you it was going to be a special deal. I really, really want you guys to have success. And the more I meet with people, it seems the better they do. So I wanted to add that into the program. So I did add that for you. Now, some people are saying, hey, time, I don't have enough time. Colin, one of our students, one of the first guys who went through the program. He's the guy who asked me to put the program together, to be frank. He said, I don't have time, Lisa. I don't have time. I kept saying, hey, man, schedule your one-on-one with me. I don't have time. Okay. So he finally schedules it. He used that free coaching session. He set 2 goals that he wanted to achieve in 60 days. The first one was 10K in 60 days. He made 20K in 45. The next goal was to make 5K extra, recurring revenue. He made 7K in 45. And then he wanted to offload work to find an extra 2 hours a week. We helped him find 4 hours a week. Now, I didn't do any of the work. We spent 1 hour together strategizing, talking about it, figuring out what was holding him back so he could go and do this. And what did that do? It added over $100,000 to his year from that one session. I want to talk to you about Hava. Some of you guys might know her, especially I see some faces in here, and thank you for the kind comments in the chat, Enriquez and Jean, prior students. Hopefully you guys, hey man, come back. You guys know you get free repeats. So Hava came in and told me, hey, I got this customer. He's being kind of a pain. I've tried to close him. I've talked to him for forever. I don't think he'll spend $1,500 a month because, lots of excuses, right? In Israel, the dollar's not worth, blah, blah, blah. I said, man, let's just jump on a call. Let's just jump on a call. Let's see what we can do. I get on the call with her. We brainstorm. She tells me who the customer is. I get a feel for him. I'm like, Hava, this could be big money. Why don't I come to the sales call with you? And I'll do that with you guys, right? Before the call, he wouldn't spend $1,500. In 20 minutes, I had the deal closed at $25,000. Now, Hava will tell you, there was nothing I said that was special or different. And she learned so much from that. She's been able to go and close her own deals after that. But just watching me, the one thing she said after the fact was, I didn't have the confidence. You had freaking confidence. You didn't say anything that I hadn't already told them before. I'm like, exactly. It's how I presented it and the confidence that just dripped off me that this guy was like, yeah, let's do it. And she closed that deal and he paid cash US dollars via wire transfer. Beautiful, right? So if you'd like help building a recurring passive business, what would one call do for you? Imagine 2. Some people have told me that I've even been asked, could I buy the program again just to get the calls, right? And I said, no, we'll just sell you the calls, right? If you need more one-on-one coaching, we can sell you that. But just to get those 2 calls, I've never done 2 90-minute calls before. We haven't done this program in 6 months. And so I'm coming out hard with a great offer because some of you guys have been waiting a long time for this. So I wanted to make sure it was really good. So you guys are going to get that. Normally I charge $1,000 an hour, as you know. Technically, that would be a $3,000 value, but I didn't change it. Okay. The next thing you guys get with the program, I cannot sell you this program and walk you through it if you don't have the same get in the door methods I have. So I give you all my methods. Not only do I show you exactly how to work them, but I give you all the templates, all the stuff that I used. If I talk about giving a business card, I give you the template to the business card. If I did a letter, I give you the template to the letter, right? You get every method for life. So if I add more methods, it goes in that back-end system. We're about to add another one. As a matter of fact, cold email is about to be added. I'm still perfecting that, getting it to work. Once I get it, you guys are going to get that. Every method is simple, easy to learn, and you can use it immediately, right? Every one of them helped me build my business. And remember, we're not talking PhD over here. I took a 1.5 years of college before I dropped out. It just wasn't for me. Every one of our methods are step-by-step. We show you step-by-step, easy, short videos, and then we give you everything, like we said. And remember, these methods are what have resulted in millions of dollars in revenue for me. Simple, easy, get in the door. People say yes. So we sell that program by itself for $1,000. Yes, you can just buy that. Trust me today, you don't want to. You'll see why in a minute, but we do sell that for $1,000. Bonus number 3, again, when I put this together, I made this like the biggest no-brainer possible. And most of our students get this. They come all the time and turn these in. One of the things I heard when I was putting the program together was, oh, Lisa, man, you get in the door with print. I don't do print. Ooh, okay. You get in the door with logos. I don't do logos. Okay. Well, what if I did those things for you? And that's exactly what we did. We came out with these agency power packs. So what we're going to give you is one free agency power pack, right? And what this does is I'm going to give you 10 free vouchers. You will pay $15 for 1,000 business cards. Now you can charge your customer full price if you want to, or you can use them as intended, which is use them to get in the door, make no money, break even. At $15, I did not change this. And I know Christine, my project manager is probably cringing right now because we lose money on these. We literally lose money on these deals, but I'm doing it. If you sell them, you'll make $600. I'm going to give you $35 postcards, 5 of those, you can make $400. I'm going to give you logos for $150. Now, remember, this is not just the logo. We're going to do it, manage it, everything. It's fully managed by our project manager. You'll get those. And then your first website will do for $1,500. Yeah, it's a little high, but remember, we're managing it. So it's not just the web developer, it's my entire team, the graphic designer, the web developer, the project manager. We do the whole website for you. We suggest you charge $3,000 for that website. But if you want to give it away for $1,500 just to get a portfolio item, you can. If you want to use this to build your own website, you can. It's up to you. And then after that, I'll give you 5 more at $2,000. Now, I'm not trying to become, your white labeler, right? That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to help you get your business going, help you get it kickstarted. You don't have to do anything. We do everything on that. Okay. So if you sold everything I gave you, that's $8,750 in potential profit. That makes this entire package $19,250. I hate when other marketers do this whole value slide, but if I don't show you what it's worth, I don't think the impact of what I'm going to give it to you for is as good. So that's why I wanted to show it to you. So you can probably say, yeah, that's a great value. If I got all this and it was 20 grand, that'd be great. Obviously you don't want to pay 20 grand, right? But here's what I tell folks. If you got an MBA, it would be 10 times that. I think getting an MBA these days is like $200K, if not more. Guess what? This is better than an MBA. I promise you. People who have gone to school and gotten degrees in marketing have gone through this program and told us this is better than anything they ever learned in school. So that's something to consider and something you want to do. So I'm going to get to it because I know I try to get, we're 5 minutes after the hour. I was trying to do it in a straight hour, but obviously you're not going to pay $19,250. You are a member of Agency Fast Track or Client Acquisition and Scaling if you're here. So I'm not going to have you pay right now. The going rate for this course is $1,997. We have people who go online and buy it for that every day, right? So we can charge that. We are going to do JV offers with other people. So if we don't fill up all our seats today and tomorrow, we got a couple of webinars we'll do with some other people, and they're going to charge $1,421. So that's what they're going to pay. By the way, if you get in with us, please don't talk about your pricing. Please don't talk about what you get, because of course I give my members specials that I don't give other people. So for 1 week only, and I mean this because I've never done this since the inception of this program, I'm throwing it back to the original price. I am throwing it back to $997. We haven't sold it for $997 since 2020. So I did that because we've taken such a long sabbatical. I've been gone for about 5 months, not training it because I just wanted a break. I was off living my life. The pandemic had kind of calmed down and I wanted to go do it. So you're going to go to agencyfasttrack.com/AFTX success. And then you're going to put in this code right here because it's going to take $1,000 off the price of the program. Because right now, if somebody comes in from one of our ads or one of our funnels, they're going to pay $1997. So you guys got to put in this code when you get here, right? So $997 today. And if you're going in, let us know in the comments. And I'm going to read Jan Rikas. Jan Rikas said, having been through the program, I can say it is a great program and Lisa is the real deal indeed. Not getting paid to say this. Thank you, Jan Rikas. Very kind. And Jean said, you are different. This is a very, very good program. I'm glad I am in it. Much better than Frank Kern's higher price training. Oh God, I gotta screen capture that before I leave. Perfect. I'm better than Frank Kern. I love you, Gene. I do care about my people. You'll see that. If you're new to our community, you might not know that, but if you're not new, you do know. Now, I also know if you take decisive action, you're going to do much better. So if you go in today, not this week. So this week, I'm going to honor the $9.97 price. But if you go in today, you join me today, I'm going to give you 2 of the power packs. So that'll be 20 vouchers for business cards, 10. So it's double everything, 2 $1,500 websites. And remember, this is all stuff that's completely done for you. Now, yes, these are the prices you pay. You pay $15, but normally those business cards would be $75. And that's what you can charge your customer. Yes, you pay me $1,500 for the website, but you're going to sell it to your customer for $3,000. We actually have students who have gone through this program and come back to us and negotiated deals because they said, I don't ever want to do this again. You just do it for me. And they're steadily bringing us work. Now, do I want to become a white labeler like that? Not really. But if you're a student, I'll work with you. I want you to be successful. That's my #1 goal. So we'll double the bonus if you go in today. Now, I'm going to leave you guys with a couple thoughts, then I'll leave the screen up for a couple minutes and I'm going to open it up for questions. But I'm going to leave you with a couple of thoughts. First, the power of commitment. My favorite quote on the planet is, if you want to take the island, then burn your boats. It was by Tony Robbins. And what he meant was, with absolute commitment, that's when you'll actually see real victory. If you want to take the island and somebody's on there and you're going to have to fight them to take that island. If you burn your boats, you have no choice but to take the island. You can't turn around. You can't go back. That is commitment. And if you come into this program with that kind of commitment, you can't fail, right? You will X your business. I also want you to think about where you're going to be 12 weeks from right now, because what you do today determines where you're going to be 12 weeks. And those 12 weeks determine where you're going to be 12 months from there. And those 12 months will really determine where you're going to be for the next 12 years, right? So this program does help you create that recurring passive business. It puts you on the fast track to success. We offer this literally a couple times a year live. Otherwise, people go through it self-paced. I want you to ask yourself one question. If you have been through the program and you're thinking about coming back and not sure, if you've never been to it and you're thinking about investing in it, what's the cost of not getting in here and doing it? What's the cost to you, right? You could keep doing what you're doing and guess what? The same stuff's going to keep happening. Or we come in here and save you a year's worth of creating processes, figuring it out, or 2 years or 3 years. Because it took me 3 years to get this thing honed in. I don't know, $9.97 to save 3 years of my life all day. Okay, a couple comments from some students. Carson, great guy, came in within weeks. He said he had locked down 7K worth of work using the methods I taught. I know Carson has gone on to make a lot of money. He's really working a lot of the lead gen methods. Colin, you know, I just love this. I'm done following other gurus, right? And then Hava, as you always saw, says, they always say you need to find a mentor. Never really understood that. Now I get it. So glad we connected. You can see tons of these on the page if you go to this link, www.agencyfasttrack.com/AFTX success. All right. Now, for some of you guys, if you need to make payments, right, I'm going to be rude and say I'm not a bank. So if you need to make payments, I'll do it, but I'm going to charge you more. So if you want to make 3 payments of $397, then we have that option. When you get to the website, scroll all the way to the bottom, select this button, and then you're going to use a different code. You're going to use a different code. Arcady, Tony Robbins' quote was inspired by Genghis Khan. There was nowhere for me to run, so I wasn't afraid anymore. I love that. I love that, Arcady. 100%, right? Sometimes it's scary, but sometimes you just gotta walk through and just do it, right? Building a business is not easy. So, okay, I'm not seeing any questions, so I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. For those of you guys interested in the program, for those of you guys who are unsure, I would highly recommend you reach out to us. If you want the fast action bonus, the double coupons, we need you to get in today. I'm going to get this replay up immediately after I do this. So for those who missed it, those who want to watch it again, those who want to just look at it again, you have time to make that decision. At midnight, the fast action bonus goes away. And then next Tuesday, when we start, we're going to do our welcome tomorrow. So you want to get in, but next Tuesday, when we start our actual modules, this deal is off the table and it'll go back up to full price.